Hello and everyone, welcome to the Games Industry Executive Summary Podcast. Casey is still in Korea, leaving Manu and I to fend for ourselves like small children who have been given explicit instructions on how to use the fridge and what they can eat at what times. Manu, how's it going? What's up? How's your week been?
Good. Happy to getting closer to the end of the year. To be fair, I think the Christmas break will be welcome once again. Yeah, as we were discussed, kind of a low news week, I would say, after the shock of GTA 6 and the bigger shock of
Yeah.
the Steam machines. But it's fine. Doesn't need to have everything turning around every week.
From time to time. But yeah, I've been playing Anno, which came out last Thursday.
Yeah.
Man, do I like that game. It's it's a good. It doesn't feel that different from Anno 1800, which I don't particularly care about because I really like both of them. But it does have some nice new little tricks to make it feel like just kind of new enough. And yeah, I've been having a blast. Haven't been able to play as much as I'd like, but I have. I just successfully set up a Lavender Island, so I'm feeling very positively about that.
Yeah, I was hoping it would be part of Game Pass now that but it's the Ubisoft classic games that are on Game Pass, not the new games, unfortunately. So I'm still on the fence of actually paying full price for that game because I'm sure I will play it at some point. I would say I'm between that and just trying Arc Raiders, which I've not really played since the beta. These are the two games potentially I can play in the coming weeks. Beside Fortnite, Simpson with the kids, it's just never stops.
And how is that? I've seen, I've like seen the news, but I haven't played it. Is there a particular mode or what's going on there?
No, it's just the full map is Simpson themed. It's a smaller map, so it's also why this like sub-season is only one month before the new chapter 7 coming on 29 of November. I'm not a Simpson fan, but it's just good to see like a completely new map, basically, while you are still in the same chapter. Usually, a full new map only appears in a new chapter once a year. But I think they've started to do that last year. It was I don't even know the name, but they basically patched up a map with uh, epic POIs, previous chapters and season. They put all of them together, and that was also kind of a special sub-season. And they did OG 2 years ago. So it seems that there is a trend that just like release three traditional season through the years, and then one shorter season with a really complete map overhauled at the end just before the next chapter. So yeah, variety is good. It's still basically a battle royale game, obviously, but I think it's just it's fresh enough to make it work. And I think with the Simpsons, they've also succeeded to get new players and lapsed players because of the power of the IP. And the rumors I've seen from the next chapter would probably start with Quentin Tarantino, Kill Bill, which
I
I
saw that. Yeah,
I
very
find
different IP, but both kind of '90s, I guess.
exactly. So just
Yeah, they're adding
looking to
the old folks, I guess.
the fathers rather than the
Yeah,
kids.
I don't know a lot of like 12-year-olds that care much about Kill Bill.
No, but it's kind of funny sometimes when I see friends of my kid at school, they wear Guns N' Roses t-shirts. Like they probably maybe some of them have no idea what it is about. In the same way that when we were young, we might have been wearing just cool T-shirt of bands that we don't listen to just because the logos are cool. And
Yeah, I mean, I could have when I was a kid, I would have been wearing like Led Zeppelin. I guess I knew
mhm,
who they were, but like they were still
mhm.
comparably old.
Yeah.
But I guess the Guns N' Roses now are a lot older than Led Zeppelin was in like the early
Yes.
2000s. A lot.
1991, 1992. Use your
Yeah.
illusion. Even Daft Punk.
Yeah.
Daft Punk is old.
Yeah, no, I guess yeah, they are. Yeah,
20-year
funny.
old
Well, I
almost.
think that's kind of what's happening with culture overall, right? Is like I think this was bound to happen with digital distribution.
Hmm.
Is that the best culture of everything, like kind of post 70s, is still around? And
Hmm.
like, imagine being a kid today and you discover Guns N' Roses and you've never heard of them before, and you're like, ah, these guys are awesome. And that
Yeah.
can happen all like. I feel like we have this kind of boats against the past kind of cultural thing happening right
Hmm.
now in pretty much all spheres.
Yeah, I personally, I only discovered Tool like 1 year ago, which is crazy when you think about it, because they were peak popularity when I was around my 20s. So, but so for some reason, I never heard them. I heard everything around them, but not them. So now that's interesting, and it also shows the challenge in for any type of entertainment. It's you are competing not only with the new things, but also with the older ones, with the classic ones. This
and
is
and
not
and those
something
things
new.
have already been curated by time. I always like if you know the name of a song that was made before 1990, that is probably one of the best songs. Like that's an
Yeah,
incredibly good song
yeah,
because
yeah,
only those things have
absolutely.
survived.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, this is what everybody is competing against. And I remember 30 years ago, when I was a teenager, I could follow up with everything that was being released. I could see almost all the movies I wanted to see. But for a kid today, not only has to watch the movie released today, but also if he wants to, if he has a lot of interest, there are so many movies he needs to catch up. It's 30, 40 years of movie to catch up.
Yeah, no, and it's like if you look at the movie theaters, the movie theater by me was doing Harry Potter movies once a week. Old. They're doing a Christopher Nolan retrospective, and I think they're just finding that it's a lot easier to get people excited about the things they already know are good.
Yeah, and I'm absolutely going to this kind of session, because watching Interstellar again in IMAX, I think that's a better experience than almost anything else. For example, you know why you're gonna see, but you cannot reproduce that at home. So IMAX is IMAX, for example, and yeah, you have this nostalgia is working so well on us.
Yeah, so it goes. All right, so that's that. Let's look at the Steam charts. Hold on, let me share my screen. Hopefully, a little better than I managed last week. Share screen and Steam charts. Okay, so you want to talk about where winds meet, which we're seeing here at number 6.
Yeah, it's a newcomer. It's published by NetEase. It's from a studio called Everstone. It's a open world action adventure RPG set in ancient China. It's free to play game. Yeah, it's another attempt to cater potentially to the Eastern audience.
Hmm?
Your keyboard is extremely loud.
It's a clacky fellow.
Yes,
Yeah, I
and and
yeah. Don't worry. Now I'm only clicking. I will attempt to click quiet.
the reviews are quite good. All time players, we're at almost 200,000. It's only been released maybe last Friday, so 1 week ago, and it's picking up. It's going up. So curious to see if it will work. I think one of the feedback I've read more from Western audience is that it feels too much like an MMO when it comes to the interface, and it's a bit too much of buttons and things and icons on the screen to really make you feel like you are in a story-driven single-player experience. So,
Interesting.
I mean, in terms of UI, it feels too much like a different experience. That's the only
Yeah, which is
feedback
funny because
I
that's
got.
like totally it's a completely stylistic concern, right? And I think you definitely see those when Eastern studios try and release in the West and vice versa. Is that like ultimately the UI style, so long as it works, it's okay,
Mhm.
but it's going to make people feel a certain way, and that can be a little hard to predict if you're not in it.
Absolutely, but and in short, again, it's kind of a triple A type of game, free to play. Like if you don't have any gaming budget right now, you can just try it, and it's I've not gone into detail to understand what's the monetization system there, but it's yeah, it's
Yeah, I feel like
there's
the AAA free to play got usually it's gacha. It's character
mhm,
based.
yeah,
I guess you can also do equipment based gacha, but I mean, you usually kind of need both, don't you?
yeah.
I mean,
So
and we're
and
definitely seeing
beside
characters
that,
being highlight here, so that would be my guess.
yeah, and beside that, I don't know, nothing is appearing on the screen you are sharing. I don't know if you're trying to load a video or
Really,
anything.
because I see it says I'm sharing.
Yeah, no, it's just three triple dots loading
Interesting.
over there.
Well, let's stop that. Anyways, that's funny because on
Yeah,
my screen it was sharing screen. I was seeing the trailer, all that. Yeah, it was going a little slow though.
and beside that, maybe quick word. Arc Raider still doing very strong, very well. I see so many videos and shorts, doc and my other apps. It really feels like it's you can create your own stories in Arc Raiders, and I think that that's the strength of the game. You see all these confrontation, meeting random players, and being nice or not being nice, and I think they've created something that's really very good for streaming, very good for shorts, for UGC, because it's just every time something is happening, and the balance between taking risks or going back to the base also works well from a narrative standpoint when it comes to watching people actually play. And yeah, it's good momentum.
yeah, I mean
Battle,
we're on week 3 and we're still number 4,
yeah,
which
exactly.
is really good. Yeah,
Battlefield is also doing quite well.
yeah,
I don't know if
because
we
they were shaky around the launch of RedSec, so that's nice to see.
Yeah, but I don't feel like the release of RedSec, which is kind of really a free-to-play experience, mostly battle royale, it didn't kind of meet the audience because there was a little bump, but it doesn't feel like it's a game changer for the franchise at this point. I would suspect that the players engaged right now are still engaged in the multiplayer experience, in the PvP experience, the premium experience, and I'm not sure that they found a way to really present RedSec and the Battle Royale as a new segue for a new audience. Maybe it's just the Battlefield brand. That's not it. That's not the Battle Royale, and they can't.
Well, I mean, Battle Royale is also like Battlefield brand is not established in Battle Royale, and Battle
Yeah,
Royale like then we're just dealing with the basic fundamental fact that Battle Royale is ludicrously competitive. And
yeah.
also, Arc Raiders is clearly not Battle Royale.
Absolutely. Which also means that there is not that much space left for Call of Duty. That was released last week.
Call of Duty, yeah, that's out. It's
Yeah,
wild to me that Call of Duty is out, and I have basically you saying that is the first time I've thought about it all week.
yeah. So there are some numbers about the retail sales in UK
Yeah,
being
61%
significantly below
lower. Yeah,
last year and also below Battlefield. But that's just partial. I think at Newzoo, what we saw in the pre-order trend, it was significantly lagging behind Black Ops 6 and also Battlefield 6. So I've also seen that basically EA has been announcing that they are the biggest shooter of the year already.
wow,
So then they might also have
wild.
data.
I
Uh,
mean, we all knew it was going to happen sometime, right?
yeah.
And it's finally. I mean, I do think that there are so many reasons. Like for one thing, gravity exists, and
Hmm.
it was bound to happen.
Hmm.
Call of Duty has always had this issue of being stuck in between an annualized release in a market that doesn't really function that way anymore, but they've just managed to outrun it, I guess, until now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. It might finally be the year. Other feedback we got from some experts, some friends, is that they don't feel like the marketing budget was there this year compared to previous years, which is maybe is one of the reasons you've not heard of it that much.
Certainly, yeah.
Maybe they're just in defensive mode this year. It's just Black Ops 7 after Black Ops 6, so we also know that it's closer to a DLC than really a brand new game. And there's some backlash with the single player campaign that you have to play online. You cannot play it offline.
People are still
Yeah,
backlashing about that.
yeah,
I'm surprised you can still get a controversy out of that old stone.
yeah. I think you can't even pause the single player campaign.
Oh wow, yeah. Yeah.
because it's also meant to be played in co-op.
Mhm.
So like adding a feature is kind of also
Yeah, that's it.
penalizing for the pure solo players.
Yeah, and also like
Um,
I don't know if a co-op campaign is a good anchor for something like this. The campaign has sort of been a necessity rather than a leader for a long time here, and I hard to imagine that coming back. But I think also like I said, it's been outrunning this problem for a long time, and I think that there has clearly been a degree of disruption that stems from the purchase of Microsoft and the inclusion in Game Pass. And
yeah.
when you have something that is working but is on perhaps shaky ground, that's the last thing you want, right? It's just you don't want to jolt the cart, because it's going to fall over.
And it also show that the success of some long-standing games are based on the lack of competition rather than the games being actually that compelling.
Yeah.
There is this kind of Pavlov effect, or you just keep buying every year the same game because there's nothing else. But if it starts changing in the mind of players, maybe they will not even come back next year. That's also the thing. And
I mean, next year's a long time from now. People, there's all kinds of stuff can be happening.
yeah, yeah, yeah. If
Hey,
GTA 6 really comes, it
yeah,
will also be a distraction for at least for the solo players for sure. And yeah, but at the same time, Call of Duty is important for Xbox and for Microsoft, but it's not as important as it was for Activision when Activision was by itself. It's just another revenue stream, and then if they made a few hundred millions less, it's not the end of the world for Microsoft. Adjustment variable for them. So maybe also that there's a different story, and maybe the priority for Microsoft is Game Pass, and it's the like general gaming revenue and not just one IP.
yeah. And
Yeah,
and again, like you said, Microsoft and Xbox, and it's like yes, these are the priorities, but like everything, just when you're up in the same sphere as the corporate titan,
yeah,
everything becomes disposable, especially in this world of AI overinvestment,
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
where that's where the eye of Sauron is pointed right now, and
Yeah,
it's whatever.
yeah,
I'm seeing
absolutely.
there's two interesting headlines I think that are definitely connected. There is one: Epic announces partnership to bring Unity games into Fortnite, and then where was I seeing this about the PC? Take Two CEO says gaming is moving towards PCs and open systems, and I see these definitely part of the same conversation that like the gaming really grew up in walled gardens, and that is so quickly becoming completely irrelevant. Like,
Hmm.
and it's hard to imagine a better example than we have this duopoly in game engines between Epic and Unity, and Epic doesn't even really care anymore, apparently.
Yeah, and then at the same time, they still pushing their Epic Game Store. So you're starting to wonder what's the Epic distribution platform of tomorrow? Is it just Fortnite? Is it still the Epic Game Store? I think there will be some kind of merging at some point ultimately. Um, because it's only the Unity games right now, but maybe tomorrow it can be other, who knows, other engines. And yeah, I've said it that many times. Fortnite and Roblox, they are publishing platform somehow right now, and I've seen they've only implemented on the Epic Game Store the gifting feature after like 8 years or 10 years of the shopping being out. So finally, you can gift games on the Epic Game Store.
I mean, the Epic Game Store, I guess it still exists. I was a big proponent of it when it first came out,
Mhm.
but man, it really it does speak to the open-ish platform concept. That like yes, things are moving to open platforms and walls are coming down, but also these open platforms are owned by someone, and it really speaks to the fact that the winners are virtually impossible to dislodge at this point.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely, and even less when now Steam is coming with hardware like proprietary hardware. Um, yeah, interesting move anyway, and I think also Epic realized that they cannot stay on their own island only with their content and with just like spending millions to get Epic Game Store exclusive. I think that that time is kind of over. What we are seeing more is not the free giveaway of games in a way to get new players in their ecosystem. The only thing I also wonder is how they will handle is just the Fortnite brand. Because Fortnite is still for the audience that have never played it. It's like a game for kid battle royale. But if Fortnite becomes a gaming distribution platform, then is it the naming right? How do you evolve from that? How do you separate the pure battle royale experience in Fortnite from everything else? Do you still keep the name or not? And I think Roblox is probably the same issue. A lot of people will not even do anything about logging to Roblox because it's Roblox and it's for kids and it's a rubbish experience over there. But you have
And
to
you see,
wonder
that's still the
about
way people talk about it, right?
yeah
If when my daughter, she does not say I'm going to go play 99 Nights in the Forest. She says I'm going to go play Roblox.
yeah
You know?
it's interesting yeah? Because and also because she might be playing 10 different experience and not only one
Yeah,
experience.
and she's going to do that for a little while and bop out.
Yeah,
And I mean, so like for me, I would never say like I'm going to go play Steam.
yeah, exactly,
But I do, when we were younger, you might say I'm going to go play PlayStation.
exactly. Yeah,
That's the thing you might say. A little less than you would say Roblox. You might say I'm going to play Metal Gear Solid instead. But like
yeah,
that is definitely an easier to understand thing.
yeah. Because you physically you go there and you play. You go on that hardware platform. In that case, the same way you can say I'm gonna go play on my computer. You say that you don't name the shops themselves, but you can say I'm gonna play on this device or on that device or things like that. But
Because Steam's main function is to disappear, right?
yeah, oh yeah, to be as invisible as possible. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's try to be as less invasive as possible. But yeah, interesting move. The other thing I had is also related to Roblox is something about styling and designing your clothes within Roblox. I think it's also interesting that because the audience is there, the creativity is there. All the other traditional ways of being creative maybe that are also shifting to more digital and to Roblox. So it's becoming such a toolbox of everything. It's just everything you can do there, and you cannot ignore that as a brand if it's happening there.
I mean, I think what I see, and I see this, I'm going to say a word that I haven't said in a long time. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Metaverse.
Oh, finally.
Yeah, I know. This is what people are talking about. The way that you present yourself in a digital space is is rising to become on more level footing. And I can say equal ground, but it's rising to the level of the way that you present yourself in physical space.
Hmm. Yeah.
And that's this is the story that's been happening the whole time. I do remember way back at the beginning of Fortnite, probably like 2 years in, when they were like really, really
Hmm.
riding. Uh, Donald, what's his face, the director, said he said that he considered Epic to be one of the largest fashion companies in the world. That's what they were.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Absolutely.
like that is how Epic makes their money. They make their money by selling clothes, digital clothes.
Yeah.
Everything else is a store for clothes.
Yeah. And we've not talked about that. I mean, in or maybe you have, or I wasn't there. They've introduced these sidekicks also in Fortnite.
Yeah. That
Big-
was. I think we had that as a piece last week.
yeah. So that's also another way to make money. I'm still waiting for the hats. I don't know why they don't have hats.
I mean, I think it's because it's. I remember thinking that a while ago, but it's so many of their skins are so deeply tied up in like whatever's going on the top of them that maybe a hat, maybe a
Yeah,
hood, maybe a shadowy face or something, that disambiguating that and
yeah.
keeping that consistent with their would be really really difficult. I think at the beginning, way at the beginning, I was like, well, clearly what they need to be doing is selling these body parts differently, but that didn't cooperate with their vision of the skins as characters.
That's what they
So
do with PUBG, for example. PUBG, you can redress your character
exactly,
like
yeah.
almost like a
And
sim,
but
and
PUBG doesn't have character. They don't have PLE. They don't have uh,
no, they have some
Meowscles or
themes.
whatever the big characters are
Yeah,
these days. You
exactly.
know. And so if you start like, I mean, PLE is a great example, right? putting a hat on Peely is totally different than putting a hat on a human shaped character, and it's you can't really do it. But that's why I think that's why they chose back blings for their first disambiguated cosmetic way back in the day, because like you just stick it on the back. Everything else is pretty much the same. Even your
Absolutely.
shoes individually now too, right?
Yeah, you have the shoes in Fortnite, and it's very successful and very expensive. $10 for a Nike for a Jordan pair of shoes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Good on them. That I mean, I think when to bring up the M word again, sneaker companies were some of the first people that were super interested in that because this was attached to the NFC. Was it no NFT? NFC is the phone thing. NFT trend because they're super accustomed to having highly collectible things, and they were really curious about how to bridge that into a digital space. And it seems like this is one of the better ways, like of making that happen.
Yeah. Anything else? I'm just checking the news. Paralives, so one of the Sims competitors, is just pushed
Yeah.
back by another 6 months. I think we already lost Life by You. It
Yep.
was cancelled. Paralives not looking great.
Did Inzoi? Did that ever come out?
Enzo is still there. Yeah, Enzo is doing quite well. I think
Yeah.
probably
Well,
more in
that was more indie-ish, right? That was little. No, that's what was
no
the
no.
little one? Paralyzed is the indie-ish one. Inzoi
Yes,
is the
exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
Paralives is the indie one. Now, Enzo is doing well, but there's some technical limitation because the game is way more demanding than The Sims, for example.
Yeah, and the Sims is a broad user base game, always has been.
Yeah, exactly. So it's still nothing to worry about for EA when it comes to competition for Sims. There are some rumors also. I've read some rumors about maybe they would do some remaster of Sims 4, like
Yeah,
upgrading
I've heard that like a
visually.
Sims 4.4.2 or something, however it is they
Yeah,
want to call it.
why not? Yeah, why not?
I mean, I think that the reason why not is just probably technical debt, that they've been layering systems on top of the same 12-year-old base for so long that perhaps it's just totally unworkable. But if it is not totally unworkable, and clearly like this is like one of the core revenue streams for EA, so it's worth it to them to make it work. Because so I think what's interesting to me, I play a lot of Sims actually. I was playing with my daughter last night. One of the main limitations of The Sims 3 as a platform is that to go from different lots, you need to go through a loading screen, and that makes it so the world is inevitably much smaller. And they've been trying to work with this constraint, right? So they had the for rent pack, which means you can rent out apartments on your lot, which is sort of a back door into having multi-house lots and having lots with more activity beyond just your house or your store or your gym or whatever. And then you
Mhm.
also have the businesses one, which allows them to run home businesses, right? So this is again sort of a backdoor into it's just still the one lot, but there's more going on with it. But if they could, I have no idea the technical debt here. Obviously, I'm not the first guy to think of it. But if they could somehow put a lot of money into solving that one problem and allowing people to move from lot to lot without going through a loading screen, that would completely change the experience, especially for the core audience, I think. Because like,
Mhm.
so you're in San Myshuno or whatever world you're in, and your sim is walking around, and they can like walk around the bar. They can do all this outside stuff, but the second they go in, loading screen, and that's real tough. If you were able to get past that problem, that would be a fundamental change.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, that's interesting. Um, Anything else? I'm just checking.
Let's see. Let's
Red
go
Dead
through.
Redemption was released on Netflix and iOS and Android.
Funny. Red Dead Redemption, the first one, the good one,
The first one, yes.
as I like to call it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
And
I mean, I don't know.
also the Formula One games from Electronic Arts is shifting from a full game yearly release to a DLC release for 2026. I think there are two things to say here. First of all, it might be linked to the fact that the rules are changing significantly this year. Every 5 years or so, the rules are changing. So it means that the car will really be different Maybe the hierarchy will really be different, and they might not have enough time to just come with a game that reflects the new season by then. Still, they could have delayed the game by a few months also.
And probably
So
the fan base would understand because the fan base
yeah,
is following this very closely.
yeah. And then the other thing is it a way to test the formula for other sports titles? That's the second
Yeah, because
question.
that is probably it's got to be a low down on their list. This is not EAFC. This is not Madden. So that would, but it's also like not Tiger Woods golf, right? It's yeah, that's a good point. It would be the ideal test candidate.
Yeah. But again, how would that work for EAFC? Would you have just a DLC, but you still need to have bought at some point the base game, and then you just buy the season DLC? I think that there are many ways you can approach that. You have the Destiny way. Also, every time you have a new season, you can bundle the new season with the base game. So I don't know. It might just be a cheaper upgrade for the existing players of EAFC if you move
'Cause, I
to
mean, so I don't play EAFC or I'm not a sports sim guy. But have there been any like really fundamental sandbox developments in the last say 5 years?
There have been some changes there left to right, engine update, upgrade, and gameplay and motion capture and that kind of thing. But I don't feel like that's why players buy the game. I think they just buy the game because they want the latest roster. They want their players in the right team, the right stats. It's more about that than any feature.
Yeah, but
I,
so I think, but the issue is if you did theoretically lock it into how you have EFC and you buy the roster for the new season or however it is they choose to do it, you would you would make it significantly more difficult to update the gameplay itself, which is historically kind of what they're built to do. And that would be a major transition for them. But maybe they don't need to anymore. I don't know.
Or maybe you just end up with you keep Ultimate Team mode as a live service game with the seasonal upgrade, and then yeah, maybe there's still a premium experience. But for example, in Asia, you already have FIFA Online, EAFC Online, which is just a free to play experience, and it's not a premium experience. I think the tipping point will always be um, are the sales of the premium game dropping significantly so that they need to change something? As long as the 20 or so million players are playing every year, there is no reason to change it. And as long there is no, and as long there is no competitor, so you have Konami eFootball that's doing well. It's a free to play business model, but is it doing so well that it feels the need to really come with a free-to-play alternative to Konami eFootball? That's a different question. And then we don't know if the new ownership will have any impact on the strategy. Maybe the new ownership will be just go all in live service. We don't want to support the publishing cost of releasing a new premium game every year. It's still everything is.
Well, you can see the new owner just making any kind of weird decisions because they're incredibly centralized, So my guess is there's 4 or 5 people now who, if they say a thing, that thing is going to happen.
Yes.
And so it's kind of like, okay, let's ride. I mean, like
Yeah.
I know people that worked at the Observer when Jared Kushner bought it,
Uh-huh.
and it does not sound like a fun experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not like it's not like the hard nosed business guy coming in, and it's like no, these people knew how to run their business and became virtually impossible to do.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yes.
That's the thing. Is like this is like we're. I feel like the economy is definitely moving into kind of neo feudalism, and
Completely.
yeah, feudalism is not like famous for like logical decisions.
No, no, just taken by only a few people in their own interest. Yes, but I think that we need more than a 1 hour
Well,
podcast.
interest honestly is sometimes even better. It's just like just whims, like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just like dumb ideas that some guy had.
yeah, absolutely. All right.
All right, let's see. Any other closing thoughts? Or am I going to cram in a bit of Anno 117 before my next meeting?
No, I think we're good for this week, and I'm sure Casey will have a lot of stories to tell when he
Yeah,
comes back
excited to
next
hear all
week.
about that. Hope things are going well for him. out
I,
there.
I will not be there because I'm traveling to Riyadh,
To where?
talking about to Riyadh,
Okay, cool.
talking about
Yeah,
new ownership of EA. So
probably a nice
yeah,
time of year to go from Switzerland to Riyadh.
yeah, it started freezing and there is like 25, but I'm not really going to enjoy the sun, but I hope to have some good conversation with the people over there.
Yeah. Well, I have a friend that I play squash with, who is Karen Kachanov's tennis trainer. He's a famous tennis player, and he
Mhm.
will also be in Riyadh. So I will take heart in knowing that I have two friends in Riyadh
Yeah,
next week.
very good
Yes.
information. Yes, absolutely. All right.
All right,
Good.
everyone. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And next week we'll have the superior technical capabilities of Casey running this show.
Yeah. All good. Thanks a
Take it
lot.
easy.
Bye bye.